finale of the Currents of Chaos campaign. This is it. This is the culmination of 2.5+ years, well, about 2.5 years, of playing D&D very inconsistently. um, so if you want to pretend like this session is cooler than it is, please do. So, last time on BionD&D, well, there's two last times because there's two groups all meshed together here. So last time for the Siege Breakers, because it's further back in my mind, and I have to remember it harder. Let's see. You finished off the... No. That was 2 sessions ago. Well, we'll still do that part. You finished off the pillar in Limna. Words are hard today. You finished off the first pillar in Limna, thwarting Hronglathor's first attempt to return to the world. After this, you decide to head south for the second pillar in Tolisker, the capital of Dane. Arriving there, you find it quite deserted. You manage to infiltrate your way in, only to find that the castle wherein your objective lies is effectively impenetrable. You cannot enter it in any way, shape, or form that you can devise. Eventually, you figure out why is there a minigun in a fucking classroom. Why is it in a classroom?
Where else are they supposed to use a minigun?
What, you want to just learn how to use that in the field? Nah.
But, like, on a range? It probably is a range, but it really looks like a classroom. It
probably is a range, but it doesn't, yeah.
Well, I mean, a range is really just a classroom without people down range.
Downrange?
So, I mean...
You're not wrong. This is fair.
I mean, it's just a big room.
With a few people at the front, and a lot of people at the back, but in the range, they're fake. They're, like, cutout people.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Wait, they're supposed to be fake?
Well, it depends on whether or not you pay for the really good ranges.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
I'm not sure if the really good ranges have the real people or the fake ones, and I'm too afraid to ask.
I'm going to leave that up to your imagination.
Yep. Alright, but so, you find that in the ethereal demi-plane, sort of, whatever functions as the ethereal plane of this world, there's a bunch of mirrors and a light source. And eventually, after much toil, there was a solution found to this puzzle, and then there was much rejoicing as you were able to enter into the castle. Inside that castle, you found Kristoff, the dastardly general under the King of Dane, who had been very unkind to Jeff's parents a while ago. He played some mean prank on them or something. I don't know. Anyway,
and then
you
he
killed
was
him
very
for
unkind to us.
Yes, very unkind to you and many, many others. And you killed him for it. It was totally justified. And then underneath of that castle, well, you had some rejoicing afterwards, and there were some people coming, and you killed them, and then Vedravan / Ambition became a god, and there was much rejoicing. And some of you went back inside this castle because the Raven Queen had reason to believe that there was more afoot. And she was right. There was a secret passage, secret tunnel. And going down into that, you found what looked to be a ritual room of sorts, with these large sort of pipe organ pipes spread around the room and a giant well of roiling liquid in the middle. The pipes were emitting this horrible dissonant sound, and by arranging them in such a way that they created a harmonious chord instead, you were able to calm the liquid in the center, and what that did was effectively make it so that Hronglathor could not reconnect his essence to his body, at least not easily. So, for you Keepers of Fate, you were reunited at last with Jasna, who tore through a gap in the space-time continuum to come and say hi. She also happened to be the exact thing that you needed, where the mechanism that she had long had a piece of she was finally able to complete, with the help of the Ulvari, and finish her father's final invention, which turned out to be a device for making holes in the space-time continuum. And using this device, she was able to reach inside of that black marble orb, pull out the keystone that you needed, and just kind of like casually toss it at one of you. So using this and a keystone, that ambition kind of popped in, dropped, and popped out. Because I forgot to give you all that one earlier. You had all 4 keystones required to open up the God's Forge. So traversing back to the top of that mountain, you set the keystones in their place, and this ancient forge that had been used to create the relic weapons that you all now wield just opened up and kind of unfurled on itself, revealing this strange sort of mass that kept changing shape and had this sort of infinite, incomprehensible depth that shifted every time your mind like started to grab at its essence. Darren himself appeared as if called by this artifact's revelation, and you began to fight against not quite Darren, but the power that he was wielding, attempting to control the world spark for his own uses. This crackling electrical energy shot out of the spark and kept morphing into different shapes of monsters every time you hit it, shifting between such things as I don't know. There were a few things in there, including like a little dragon and then an ancient red dragon that immediately changed into like a falcon. So that was really good luck for you guys. Yeah, it was wild. You did eventually overcome Darren's power and force him to retreat through a portal. Following him through this portal, you went back along the path, kind of down through Lila, and then near like the Scairn Mountains and Ire Hall in that area, and then across to the east through Opitro and Alaton. Finally, well, along the way, having to overcome several challenges as Darren sort of, with the last of his strength, was trying to evade you, popping in and out of this portal and leaving behind for you these difficulties within its depths, whether it was actively trying to thwart you or confuse you or what have you. And then within the cities, you had to gather information to figure out where he went and follow him in time before the portal closed on you. But do this you did. I think that's a correct phrase, even though it sounds super weird. And at the very end, you tumble out of the portal once more, falling into that selfsame cavern where the Siegebreakers were. Darren falls out first, kind of beaten and badly hurt, and then the Keepers of Fate tumble out after him, just emerging into this room of 2 gods and a bunch of powerful adventurers, like the beginning to a bad joke. So, what would you all like to do as you encounter this new scene?
What are they?
Yeah, all right, that's a reasonable reaction.
Hey guys.
What does everybody, like, the adventurers look like? Is it them?
It is
The other
them.
party?
So you
Okay.
have an Eladrin elf, a high elf cleric / warlock, a water
I'm a half
Ganassi
elf,
warlock.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're a half elf?
Yeah.
Look! I don't know why I forget that. That's very weird. And a silver dragonborn in very cool looking armor. I sound
The half elf
underwater.
is also in
Okay,
cool
wait.
armor.
Do I consistently sound underwater?
No,
It comes and goes.
Comes goes.
All right.
Like the tide.
I am effectively the tide, so that's reasonable.
Hi.
Alright.
Wait.
Is that any better?
Possibly. We'll see how it
That was
Oh,
goes.
so comes and goes, so we don't know immediately.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me know if it
Yeah.
happens again. Just ping the chat and I'll see it.
Sorry, did you describe Warthog? I don't know if I caught that.
I said Water Ganassi Warlock. If you'd like to drop the images in the chat, feel free. It's a little bit better than my quick description.
Sure, I can do that. I have...
Do we sense the other relics on them?
Mm-hmm. You sure
we
do.
do?
You
You're the
even
ones
see
that
them.
Azazel,
Okay. Well, then-
Azarath was talking about. So I gotta read my own notes.
Then yeah, I'm completely
Yeah.
not alarmed by them at all.
Okay, cool.
I'm excited. You guys are
Yeah.
like celebrities.
I'm way more interested in the gods.
Yeah, so
Oh, they're chill, don't
one of
worry.
them looks super familiar. It's Morthos' patron.
Oh shit.
The other one...
Not all of these are up to date. Only half of them are.
Oh, that's fine. Some of them are season
Yeah.
2, some of them aren't.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah. We got us.
Alrighty. Yes, so, and then the other one is, none of you actually realize it, but looks different to each of you. This other figure, you kind of inherently recognize the being as the Raven Queen, but to a couple of you, that moniker seems odd because definitely looks more masculine. So to those of you who might, actually, I guess this is an
Hey, who's
all-male
gay?
party. Are any of you attracted to men? But like whatever figure you find most attractive, that is kind of the figure that appears as this god. So
Ice
it
cream?
is just beautiful to you.
That's a lot of tails.
Hey, baby, I like your reptile scales.
Oh my
Don't
gosh.
stop.
Cranmore just sees an open doorway with no door in it.
Yeah, Cranmore's got the vow of celibacy and he's kind of asexual, so
Mm-hmm.
he's like, hey, there's a... Okay,
It doesn't have to be a sexual attraction.
indeed.
It's like one of those like straight up like base like people shapes that's like completely white, no features, just like
T-posing.
You-
Yep, T-posed,
see a
T-posed
small
untextured model.
yeah, it's a mannequin.
Lovely.
It's JC Penney's mannequin.
This is horrifying. No one finds that beautiful.
Someone does.
I'm sure someone does. I'm sorry if you're watching. That's my bad. We don't kink shame here.
What if kink shaming is my kink?
Oh no.
We don't support your kink.
Shame.
Don't support your
Ring.
kink here.
Shame. Ring.
No, please.
All right. So, those are the folks you see before you, as well as the two gods. Morthos, he's wearing it. He's actually wearing clothes this time, so that's a little surprising. He's not just like surrounded by weird shadows that cover up his junk. He actually has like this gleaming white robe with gold trim and like a large golden, like badge, holding together like the sash and the base of the robe. I described it to the other group last time, and I don't remember. I know there's upward wings, or no.
Downward wings.
Yeah, downward like mid flap wings, and below that is a coin. I think I said a
Yes.
coin that had landed
Yes.
heads up. Yeah,
Coin heads up.
there we go. Didn't even need my notes. All up here.
Professional.
What's your all's names again? I don't. Ilya's
What race are we?
Yeah, Ilya's not a half elf, right? She's like full human, yeah.
I think she's a gnome kobold.
Can't
Half
be
gnome,
put
half
to sleep
kobold.
by
Half gnome, half
magic.
A kobold.
Love it. No bald.
Yeah. A bald
All right.
gnome.
It's going to be really embarrassing if Frongthar gets away because we're so caught up in our banter.
He's
When
fine.
the heroes weren't looking, the villain escaped.
Not
what
again.
villain?
This happens every time. Are we the
Kidding.
baddies?
Oh,
Sometimes yes.
Yeah, maybe. Jasna's also there, so maybe.
Ilya's not the baddie.
Orphanages, what are those? You mean recruitment camps?
Recruitment.
yeah.
Oh fuck, she's gonna see the child and is immediately gonna be like, hey, free labor.
So anyway,
man.
hi keepers. How's it going?
I kind of feel like I see my god, my patron god, in the Raven Queen.
You very well might. He might look a bit like Ogma to you, yeah.
Just two of the same dudes standing next to each other.
Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, so for Norwin, yeah, very well might appear as a visage of Ogma. With this big giant brain atop his head.
So I'm really freaked out by that then, and I'm gonna like run up to them and be like, "Oh my God, Ogma! What are you doing here?"
The Raven Queen kind of looks down on you sort of kindly and says, "That is some devotion to your god, but I am not he. I imagine you'll see him soon enough, if you're
You
that
must be the Raven Queen.
interested." Yes, I am. Well deduced.
The only one that changes appearance.
I see why Ogma favors you. You do have a
So-
bright head on your shoulders.
What are our counterparts currently engaged in right now with these gods and ravens?
They were actually kind of at a standstill, because they had just finished this puzzle, and when Darren kind of popped out of this portal. And for those of you who might be looking at Darren, he is effectively on death's door.
Good.
It's ideal. It's ideal.
Okay, what's wrong with Orduin?
Where he at?
You don't.
Bad things.
Yeah, I mean, there is nothing in the room that specifically seems like it is Chaos Incarnate. At least, not yet.
You said at the end of last session that this
Yes,
black
so
cloud thing
that
coming out of
has.
orifices.
Yes, so we're kind of slightly before that. So that's like about to happen.
About.
About. If there is nothing else, then that is about to happen. So as I hear nobody else doing anything, Darren kind of passes out. And as he does so, just all of the orifices of his face explode with this black shadow erupting from them, which coalesces into this strange, smoky mass above you, which seems to swallow all of the light in the room. It kind of sucks in the light and creates darkness from it. Within that shadowy figure, you see flashes of colors, reds and greens, yellows, blues, in these strange, erratic patterns that have no rhyme nor reason to them. And every now and then, you see what looks like parts of a face, or like, an agonized scream sort of form out of the smoke before receding back inside. Who'd we just
We
lose?
lost Morthos.
Oh, bye, Morthos.
That doesn't seem natural.
No.
No.
No, it does not.
That's not good.
Doc, it's the COVID.
As it just coughs on all of you. I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
Oh,
Ah.
God.
Funny.
I know, right? Rude.
Should I roll for Polaria?
I wouldn't bother.
Okay, sounds good.
Ooh,
I will forewarn you that
bad.
anyone without a relic is not going to be able to do anything in this fight.
I got a nat
You know-
20.
She can heal. Yeah, no, I'm not,
Healing spells.
I'm not gonna bother.
She actually can't right now. Like, it's literally like Krongothor's power just in the area just silences everything but the relics.
She's here
Oh,
for moral
God.
support.
That's a free action, though, and doesn't need an initiative count.
Hell yeah.
She can be a cheerleader on the side while y'all are fighting.
So much
Alright.
Be
support.
aggressive.
Her and Clanky
Be
just off on
aggressive.
the side.
All right, 20 or above.
Kill the gods.
Ilya got 20, and Jeff has 21.
I got 24.
Holy fuck!
I rolled a 19 and a 20.
Holy
I won't-
fuck!
I also rolled
24.
a 20.
Nice.
I got a 24.
Alrighty.
Lit.
15 to 20. Even when she rolls well, she can't go first.
19.
Oh,
Don't fucking at me like that, alright?
how dare you?
Oh.
Anybody else 15 to 20? No. Alrighty. 10 to 15.
11.
Was that Morthos?
That was.
Mhm.
Okay. 5 to 10.
6.
Hey, it's something.
Wait,
That's-
6 or 7?
6. Don't worry about. Don't
Math
worry
is
about
hard.
it. Yeah.
My God, guys, what did you roll?
What?
0 to 5?
I got a 4.
And Rashido?
I was muted. I rolled a 21.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, lit.
Whew.
All right.
All right. So that'll put him. Ilya, was your total a 21 or a 20?
I was 20. Jeff was 21.
All right, cool. Barking under burrow. All right, and that's everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, good. And cool. All right, Cranmore, you are up first.
Procedural question. If I hold my action for waiting on some ally getting attacked, do I get my full action, or do I only get part of an action?
You'd get an action. So whatever the action is, you'd get all of it. So if you have a multi-attack, you get your multi-attack. But, like, you don't get action bonus action.
I don't get my bonus action?
No.
Well, I'm going to just unload on this guy then.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Mess him up.
How far away is he? Right in front of
He's not super far, like, in front of you, but he's like 15 feet up.
Is there room for me to get a bit of speed first?
Oh yeah. You're
Yeah, I'm
also a
sorry.
monk. You could just high jump and just punch him.
I'm gonna charge him. 'Cause
Alrighty.
if there's room in the space to do this, so I can get a. Basically, is the
You need
room
20
at least
feet,
30
right?
feet long?
30? Yeah.
Wait, so were we fighting the Raven Queen too, and the
No.
other guy?
No. They're on your side.
Oh, okay.
No, she's chilling.
Okay.
Yeah. They vibing. They chill. Bish and I are homies. We're old drinking pals. It's cat.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Then all 4 of them hit.
Okay.
My highest was unfortunately not a crit success. Anyway, so I got
Alas.
an action, a second action attack, and then my flurry of blows.
Alrighty.
So all 4 hit, including a charge.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got to do all the. Oh wait, +3. It's way more than that. Anyway, they hit. I have to do damage. $83 points of damage.
Nice. Kick
Oh,
ass, yo.
nice.
So Cranmore,
Cranmore.
kind of looking around and being sort of the least affected by the strangeness of the new situation he finds himself in, just leaps forward, rushes up, and jumps at this cloud of chaos, and just unloads 4 blows directly into it, dealing a significant blow on the very first attack of the round, or of the combat. So well done. Jeff is up next.
So, question: can Jeff actually do anything? Because he doesn't have a relic.
He does, actually. He has scan ends now.
Oh,
It clattered out of the portal with the
We swapped.
Keepers of Fate, and it's there now.
send me the info for that.
It's a +3 longsword. That's all that really
Right.
matters for the fight.
Cool. He's gonna scoop that up. He gonna scoop
Cool,
that
new
up.
sword.
Lit, huh? And he's gonna run in with that. Let me see. He gets so many attacks.
Yes, he does.
Oh.
Was he action surging?
No, I used that last time.
Sorry. I should mention you all get the benefits of a long rest before the fight begins. The
Oh,
gods,
shit.
like being in the presence of
Good to
these gods,
know.
just like wah.
Okay.
You have
Does
all
that
of your
count for the once a
resources.
day relic weapons?
Yes.
He's
Excellent.
not going to action surge, but he will attack several times.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna hit that long rest button.
Okay, so he got a 20, a 17, and a natural 1.
Nice.
Oh
Does he get a natural one? Oh wait, you can only negate crit successes on the enemy's side, not crit failures on the ally side. Never mind.
no! Oh yeah.
I was misremembering my own damn stats. Okay, yeah, reroll the natural 1.
Can Rashido negate that? No.
Natural 2.
Okay. Jeff stumbles, and the second attack also misses.
Did one of them hit?
Yes.
Okay.
So you said you got
What-
2 hits and a miss, right? So it just turns one of the
Yeah.
hits into a miss.
Cool. Is it a D8 for the sword?
It's a D10 if he's wielding it with 2 hands, which he
Oh, okay.
can do because the Uvari armor does the shield thing. But yeah.
10.
All right. It magically also does a bunch of extra damage, by the way.
Cool.
Morthos, is yours 5d4? Is that what your extra damage is at this point?
Yes, it is.
All right. It does that much extra damage. I'm getting d4s out if you want me to roll it. I don't know if I have 5 of them, though. It's probably quicker to just roll 2, 2, and 1. Oh, Lord. All right. It's probably quicker to roll 1 5 times. 15 beyond that. So 38 total? Is that right? Alrighty.
Sure.
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 No, sorry. 121. Yeah. Alright. That's the total you have dealt. Okay. So Jeff, it's a little high for him, so he jumps up and stabs the bottom of this cloud once, and darkness kind of explodes out from the wound as it glows with radiant light upon the impact. But as he goes down, drops back to the floor, he kind of stumbles and is not able to regain the height he needs to make his second and third attacks. But still, a solid hit, which will bring us to Farkin. Now, Farkin, I need you to roll on the Wild Magic Surge table. Actually, I need me to roll on the Wild Magic Surge table.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
What's wrong? Well,
the two genders.
oh no. Rob, if you want to roll the D100, you can go ahead. I'll just tell you the results off of it.
You're muted still.
56.
56. Alrighty. Okay, cool. What are you, what you doing with your turn? The surge, a lot of the surges from this table depend on like a spell or something, so.
Okay. The plan for this turn is to blow up and shoot 6 scorching rays at the dark cloud of stuff.
Are you then gonna act like you don't know nobody? Alright, so go ahead and roll your fuck ton of scorching rays.
All right. I'll make it quick.
My main goal.
All right. Does a 20 hit?
No.
All right, so I land 2 of them.
Okay.
For 17 damages.
Alrighty. As you expel these fiery bolts from your fingertips, and they explode into the cloud of darkness, a few of them go a little low or wide and miss, but 2 of them make solid hits. But as they do, they just scream. Like the bolts of fire just scream loudly as they fly through the air and hit impact. That's your wild
What?
magic surge.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Ow!
I thought you were saying like, okay.
I'm gonna say that they just go Leroy Jenkins as they fly at him.
Lit.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty. That will bring us to Ilya.
Hello.
Unless you had a bonus action, Farkin. Sorry. Cool.
Hello. Ileana is gonna cast a 5th level bless, so everyone in the call gets bless.
Bless up.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Hell yeah.
She sprinkles the
Bless up
blessings of
before you
Salt Bay
mess
upon
up.
you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hit those rolls, y'all. And since we all get the benefits of a long rest, no one's hurt.
Indeed.
Hell yeah.
So no bonus action for me.
Alrighty. So Ilya focuses her inner self, and you see this white light emanating from the sigil of Torm upon her breastplate, and it expands outward to cover all of you, and you each have this sort of like dim glow about you, and you are blessed. Wartok, you're up next.
All right. I'm just gonna start off with the quicken spell,
All right.
and I'm gonna Gatling gun him.
Pew 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 pew.
Get him.
Okay.
D4
Okay.
for all of those.
Someone resend that GIF.
Okay. that one gets a plus. Okay, so it's gonna be. So that's 9 plus 3 would be 12. Okay, so does a 23 hit?
Yes.
Okay, then I use both of my plus 3 to hits, and I get 6 hits.
Okay. Can I upgrade any of them to crits?
Yeah, I'd like to upgrade 5 of them to crits, please. None
Okay,
of them
cool.
were crits on their own, unfortunately.
Alrighty. So exhausting
why did I
Ortiarch's
roll
resources on the crits. The magical bow sort of snaps out, and you see it like the Eldritch blasts go almost like arrows from the bow, flying true towards their target unerringly.
Warthog's just like, I'm a fun at kill this dude.
Okay, so
He said, I got a
42 was the rolls. So then
Alright.
plus God. He's doing math. I'm gonna let him do math.
42 on 6 hits with 5 crits, right?
Yep.
So the 5 crits would be an extra 25 damage from your charisma modifier, and an extra 50 from the straight D10, so that's an extra 75, and then 15, so 90 from the plus 3 from the weapon. I think that covers it.
I think so. I think that's right.
Alright, so 90
Sounds right.
plus your 42, so 132, and then the non-crit damage. Ridiculous amounts of damage.
I shoot
Like
him.
I said, the Warthog's gonna kill this dude.
Okay. That's a lot of damage.
What was the non-crit? Was that included in your 42?
Oh yeah.
So
Sorry,
that'd be another
42 was
plus
all
8,
of my
I
rolls.
think, for the bonuses on that one. 5 and 3.
Yes. Oh yeah. Sorry,
Cool.
that's what you was saying.
Just making sure.
Yep.
Alrighty. So Wartok just just skins that smoke wagon, see what happens, and unloads 6 Eldritch Blasts from his revolver into
Well,
Hrong
radiant
Lothor.
bursts, actually.
Yes, true, radiant bursts.
Or,
Doesn't actually make a difference here, but
He uses glow sticks
But
for bullets.
I'm repping.
yeah,
Repping
he's
that.
got a Star Wars blaster, but in revolver form. And just massive damage output for this turn. The cloud looks pretty much unperturbed.
Oh, good.
Morthos.
We're still supposed to be level 12, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Just making sure.
And we're only fighting against Ronglithor right now.
Correct.
Okay. All right, I'm going to cast Hexblade's Curse against the cloud,
Okay.
and I'm going to go up and call on Verisan and take some swipes.
All right. Morthos charges forth, casting a hex over his foe, and as he runs, a wicked-looking battle axe appears in his hand, with a boar's head ornament on the very tip of it. We are getting feedback from
Getting some
somebody.
feedback.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulties over here.
Understandable.
Like
Have a nice day.
the Discord helper renderer is like sucking up so much power right now. That's why I cut out earlier completely.
Huh.
Weird.
That is weird.
I was trying to switch some settings around, see if I can make it
Totally
better.
not all that VR porn you're playing.
Huh?
Does your computer have a discrete graphics card?
No.
Go into your settings. I want to say it's under appearance. Yeah.
Yeah,
Under
you're talking
app
about
settings,
the,
go to appearance and turn off hardware acceleration.
Yeah, I already did. That's what I turned off when I had to like leave and come back.
Okay.
So I had to restart.
Gotcha. Damn.
But it's still like sucking up like 200% of CPU usage.
Lovely. Well,
weird.
we're not getting feedback anymore, so that's good.
Yeah, wait till I roll again. So 24 for the first hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that hits.
And 20 for the second hit.
That does not hit.
Did you add bless?
Did you add bless?
Oh, what's the added?
It's an
for
extra
bless?
D4.
1d.
So actually, you can't miss if you didn't.
Okay, so yeah, I did not add bless.
All right, so then yes,
okay,
that'll
so
hit.
it's 21.
It's at least
All right,
21
so,
to hit, so yes.
So 11, and it's and then 5d4 after that.
Mm-hmm. Damage.
I feel like my computer's gonna die.
Combust.
No, fire just makes it run
so
faster.
okay, so that's
No, fire just makes it run
21,
faster.
21 damage for the first hit.
Alrighty.
That includes the 5d4 and my
Alrighty.
attack and my damage roll. Oh, I forgot about Hexblade's. Hexblade, I get an extra +4 damage, +4 bonus to damage roll. So it was 25 for the first hit, actually.
Nice. Alrighty.
And for the second hit, 14 plus 17 plus 4. 30. 35
35 to hit her for damage.
damage.
Okay. That's on the second one. What was the hit? I didn't hear it.
The hit was 21 for the second one.
Okay, yeah. Cool. and 35 damage.
Yep.
Cool. All right, nice solid hits as Morthos just like he kind of I don't know, it's 15 feet in the air, so how do we? He leaps off of Cranmore's back. Fuck it. And just like in air, just does 2 mighty slashes upward at the black mass. Not like the satanic ritual, but like the object in the room. And deals significant damage to this thing, which it, again, kind of seems to shake off, but you're definitely hitting it. Kayana, you're up.
So I can't shake the feeling that just unloading into it is perhaps maybe not the right course of action, but I don't.
I think we've
What would I
missed
roll
that.
to determine? I didn't hear that.
I was gonna say, I think we've missed that boat.
Like, yeah, we have missed that boat initially, but like something feels off, and I can't shake that feeling.
There is still time to develop your strategy.
Did we get any feedback from? I mean, I punched him and felt something. Did I feel like it was doing anything?
I mean, you made contact.
83 points of damage. Did I feel anything change with the contact that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Are the gods just chilling? What are they doing?
They are. They're not just chilling, but they have not yet actively engaged. They seem to be trying to figure out what to do.
You know, that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. Would this be some sort of like insight or just general intelligence check? I don't know.
The DC would be a little higher right now, but yeah, I could say you could make an insight check.
Okay. Just something feels off. 23?
Okay, that's pretty good. I guess the battlefield does not yet lend itself to like specific information.
Sure.
But I will say that like you're getting the sense like this is chaos incarnate, right? Fighting it with weapons doesn't seem to be like it's doing something, but it might not be the most effective route. And just from what you have experienced lately, it seems like maybe there needs to be some order found within this chaotic place in order to truly combat it.
Let's light some candles.
Let's see kumbaya.
I have incense on me.
But I will not require you to expend your action to do that insight check. Just
sure. Okay.
that can be a free thing.
In that case, first I'm just gonna turn back to this mass of deities just kind of standing on the sideline and be like, we need some law and order here. Whatever you're gonna do, we need some help fast.
Oh.
Yeah. Shit, it's gonna swallow up light. I mean, I may as well haste Jeff, right? Like, I might as well.
It can't hurt.
Can't hurt. Jeff is hasted, and we are bonus action shillelaghing. That's my turn.
All right. For the first time, Cranmore witnesses the casting of haste without a slap on the ass. And
Wait a minute, you could just cast it that way the whole time?
No, we cannot.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you don't have to use contact to cast haste.
I mean, that's kind of underwhelming, actually.
I suppose it'd be more
I still think you're doing it wrong. It's got to be more effective with a slap on the keister.
No, Jeff doesn't want anybody touching his butt, and I don't want to do that anyways.
yeah, this is fine. This is fine for me. All right.
It gets the job done.
Let us show you the meaning of haste.
Let me show you how it's done.
What's your
I will
safe word?
show you the meaning of wrath.
Oh man. All right. Anything else on your
fuck.
turn, Kayana?
No. My turn is done.
All right, Norwin, you're up.
Okay, so I'm gonna bonus action holy weapon.
All right.
And then just run up and hit him with my mace.
Okay. Striking Hronglothor with Ofrid.
Which thing is the rolling channel in?
It's under
That's
Dungeons
just
and
a rolling
Dragons.
channel.
Oh wait.
In my server.
Oh.
Having trouble? Did you find it?
Just trying to figure out remember my there it is.
Oh
Plus-
yeah.
Plus 12.
Nice.
It didn't work.
Oh no.
Bang slash.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Exclamation point slash.
Oh. Doesn't like it. I'm just gonna roll in BionD&D
Yeah, that's
or
fair.
D&D Beyond.
I understood. That's really weird. That looks like. Oh, I don't know if you can edit it. I think it has to be on send.
Retype it.
Yeah.
I was able to do it.
Yeah, I think it's just you can't edit them. It's got to be the new message.
Hey.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
Nice.
there you go, 19.
Alrighty.
Plus D4, man. You gotta add your
Yeah.
D4.
Yes,
Bless.
add bless.
Oh yeah, okay.
Important
Gift to you,
shit.
my son.
Come on, cleric.
Nah. I got on.
A 1. Oh
20.
man.
Boo.
Yeah, unfortunately that is not enough to strike. So Norwin, rushing forward, pulls out Ofrid and casts a holy spell upon it, leaping upward, and just barely misses, scraping the bottom of this of Hronglothor's spirit in this room, and just falls slightly short, lands, goes to one knee, and looks back, cursing the failure to damage his foe. All right. With that, will bring us to Hronglothor himself.
Fuck that guy.
Something like that. All right. I would like everybody to make a randomly determined save. So I'm going to go around and roll a d6 for each of you, and that's going to determine the stat that you have to save on.
Please don't be
Harley,
strength.
that is. I should get the list out just so I don't have to look at things. I could do it in order. Need a specific character. I just need a character. Harley, intelligence. Morthos, charisma. Cranmore, constitution. Farkin, intelligence. Wartalk, intelligence. Stop rolling 4s. Kayana, intelligence. Norwin,
I'm fucking
Wisdom.
set, dude.
Jeff?
Jeff,
Intelligence.
strength. It actually worked out really well for a lot of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ileana's dumb as rocks.
Yeah, not for everybody, but for a lot of you. 2. Oh no.
Is this an attack effect?
Yes.
Excellent. I ignore it.
Alrighty. All effects besides damage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it? I mean, I rolled really well anyway, but is it a spell? We're just gonna keep my roll. It's
All
fine.
right.
It's a 25.
I rolled really bad.
Let me check something real quick.
Did you ask us to roll a save or just roll charisma or whatever?
A save.
Okay, gotcha.
Remember that bless still applies on saving throws.
Oh shit, you're right.
It does. This is very true and important.
You're better at this than I
Thank you.
am.
27.
I don't know if it's quite going to matter, but thank you.
Oh no. What does that mean?
Well, it's strong with Thur, so I'm expecting a very high DC.
Okay, you know what? Fair.
Hey, that doubled my number.
Oof.
Oof. Oh, no.
And I think
I love
Farkut
that-
is in the same boat.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The passing score was 21.
I didn't make it.
Nope.
I got an 8.
All right.
I got
So.
a dyslexic 21.
Nice.
Love that.
It's
That's
12.
so good.
It
Love
is.
that for us.
All right. So, if you failed the save, you are taking 34 points of psychic damage. If you succeeded, you are taking half of that at 17. However, if you failed, just let me know.
I failed.
Raise your hands if you failed.
All right. So Cranmore,
Both of your
I
people
won.
did.
Ilya, Jeff, Farkin, Wartok, and everybody else was good. 5 out of 8. You know, that's fine.
I failed. Did you get me?
No, I did not. 6 out of 8. Damn, guys. All right. This is gonna
21
go
is a
well.
high number, okay?
It
It's
is.
true.
It is a high number. All right. So that is his turn. At the end of his turn, the room begins to quake somewhat, and 7 enormous stone pillars erupt out of the ground. I'm gonna say nobody needs to make a save because it's enough, like telegraphed enough that you don't get fucked by it. But these 7 huge pillars just erupt out of the ground in a circle around the room, and the gods, the Raven Queen and Ambition, look briefly surprised, but then both of them kind of spring into action a moment later. Each of them kind of outstretching an arm, and you can see these like beams of light shoot out from them and sort of jut into this massive cloud of darkness. They almost look like chains of light, sprouting from both the Raven Queen's hand and Vedraven's. They look to the group of you and say, I think this will let you hurt him, and I think that this will keep him from rejoining his his full power, regaining his full power. Make use of it what you can. Find a way to use that. And they point at the world spark that came through with the Keepers of Fate.
What is that world spark doing?
Pulsing, mostly. Alrighty. Cranmore, you're up.
I want to grab that thing and shove it in that other thing. That is my plan
Phrasing.
right now.
Lit.
So,
Wow.
So my question is, there are two things I want to do. First, I want to do the Aura of Tranquility. And then I
Okay.
want to see if I can grab the World Spark and shove it into Ronglethor.
All right, so just for flavor, like the way you said that, I want to do it this way. Your first thought is go for the World Spark, and you rush at it, and you reach out, and you feel it almost like push back on you. And you pause, and you take your hand back, and you center yourself, and you use your Aura of Tranquility, realizing that you were too hasty, you were rushing, it was too much, and it wasn't in essence with the World Spark. But once you cast that aura on yourself, it accepts you, and you're able to reach out and not quite touch it. It doesn't seem to have like a real form, but you can guide it in a way. You can direct it.
I am directing it to the inside of Ronglethor.
Okay. Where are you going?
Where I have to go to do that thing?
I mean, you can. It seems like it kind of. It takes direction
I guess
from
I
a
don't
bit of a
understand the
distance. Not enough of a distance that you could get it up 15 feet. Although, well, I guess you could jump as a monk. But also the pillars are there, and you could
I can
stand
reach
upon one of
15
them.
feet. I can run vertical.
Yeah, you
sheer.
can just jump. But there are also the pillars there.
How
So
high
it's
are
up
the
to you
pillars?
which one. 12 feet or so.
That's nothing.
Okay, I guess I'm not picturing the problem here. My theory of the mind isn't
I'm
working.
just giving you an option. You could do either one. You can either do your monk thing and just jump up and put it in him, or you can get on one of the pillars and do it from there. It's not a problem, it's just a choice.
Right. I guess I'll get onto one of the pillars so I'm out of everyone else's way.
Okay, cool. So leaping upward onto one of the pillars, you push the World Spark outward. As you do, as it enters Ronglethor, it leaves behind a thread connecting itself to you on this pillar. It is sort of reacting. You can see this light. It's kind of swallowed up inside of Ronglethor, but you can still see this faint pulsing from within.
Can we all see this?
Oh yeah.
I call up, get on the pillars and grab my hand. Can we reach hands across the pillars?
Sure.
Yeah, I like, come on, grab my hand, everybody. Up on a pillar. I think it needs
Alrighty.
all of us to this.
I'm right next to Ronglethor. I tried to swing at him.
He doesn't have a melee attack per se. So it's not really like an attack of opportunity here.
Okay, I guess he looks like he's about to explode or something with light inside him. So I guess I'd be scared enough to run away.
You probably want to get out of there.
You should be able to feel fear.
This
I
is
shouldn't
true.
be
The
able
aura
to?
of tranquility would cause you to be fearless.
Shouldn't
Oh.
be able to feel fear.
Just fighting a god here.
None of you should be able to feel fear or charm.
No, it's actually like it is some seriously magical shit. Like you
Yeah.
can feel in the depths of your soul like you should be terrified. This is chaos incarnate. This is the end of the fucking world.
Oh.
But
Yeah, but just the phrasing is so funny.
oh no, I know. I'm just trying to
one thing
impart
I can
the gravity of the situation. Like just being in Cranmore's presence, it calms you to a supernatural point. Like you are as focused as you have ever been in your life. Everything is in like hyper focus and almost slow motion. Super zen. The most zen. But almost as if on cue, while we're going to jump out of initiative order because people are going to be running to the pillars, Farkin experiences another wild magic surge as the light pulses from within Ronglethor. So go ahead and roll for me.
That time it's 27.
27. Oh my gosh, this is almost poetic. Suddenly, Farkin grows a third eye in the middle of his head.
No!
Not again!
No! Kill it.
Put him down. I've done it before.
Jeffrey, look away.
Can I
Jeff
see
just
out
like
of
stands awestruck until he remembers Cranmore's instructions and goes onto one of the pillars.
At least he's not a fern.
it? Can I see out of
I
it?
would've taken
or-
the
You
Fern.
can. You in fact have advantage on perception while it remains.
Ooh.
It blinks on its own too.
Hate it.
No, stop. Stop it. No. Not again.
And it looks around separately from your main two eyes too. It's real weird.
I'm not.
It'll keep watch while
controlling
you're
it.
sleeping. It's great.
Well, you
Hate
won't
it.
find that one out unless you somehow manage to go to sleep in the next minute. This eye might be different in that respect. You don't know.
Fair.
All right. So I think we'll wait for Rob to get back for this one because this is kind of the climax.
I'm gonna be running to the pillars.
Yes. So each of you dashes towards one of the 7 pillars and either clambers up it, or using some sort of magical means, or fucking wings, gets up on top of each of these pillars.
Is that what the wings were for?
No,
This whole time.
but they could be if you were creative.
That's what my wings are for.
Reaching
What
out to your compatriots on either side of you, and joining hands as each one of you touches the next, a thread of light stretches outward from within the depths of Fronglathor out to you. And the pulsing grows brighter and brighter. And I don't want to just say, I'm tempted to just say and brighter and brighter and brighter until Rob gets back, but I'm not going to do that because that'd be super annoying.
He just kept
It's like Dragon Ball Z all over again.
Going and going.
Next time.
To be continued.
Comment.
That's JoJo.
Yeah, well, close enough. JoJo's basically just Dragon Ball Z, but on shrooms.
Yeah,
Let's be
you're
real.
not wrong. You're not wrong. So good.
I still haven't seen past like season 2. Or no, season 3. I don't know. I saw half of the first season with Stans. I don't freaking know.
Its stands aren't introduced until later, though.
4?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
3.
3.
It's
okay.
pretty much like martial arts in the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's
It was so
after
much cooler when
where
it
I
was
have
just-
watched.
Yeah.
I have
When it
the
was just the
unpopular
Hamon?
opinion that
Yeah, when it was just martial arts vampire fighting.
Mm.
It was so much cooler.
that's my favorite part.
The stands or the fighting?
The fighting, just without the stands.
Hmm.
I prefer it pre-stand.
Interesting.
Although the first episode with American JoJo, where he's just like, "By the way, I have a grenade, also a Tommy gun." That was pretty good. That part.
All right, Rob is back. So,
Hey,
as each of you
light.
get onto these pillars, the threads of light extend from the center of Fronglathor's essence to you. And with each of you mounting the pillar, the pulsing gets brighter and brighter. Until each of you, like, in a moment of connected consciousness, just feel yourselves connected to the will of the world spark. And in that moment, you can see back in time to the creation of the entire multiverse and all of the planes. It is boggling in the mind. It's enough to drive you mad, but for that it is so utterly short that you barely perceive it before you are snapped back into your reality in a instantaneous fast forward of everything that has happened between then and now. All of the wills of gods that have been molded through the world spark, the creation of worlds, the diversification of the planes, and the uprising of like the Blood War and all of these other events throughout the multiverse. all of them shown to you in an instant, until you are back where you are. And there is only one goal. The world spark sees it in each of your hearts, and recognizes that your will in that moment is its own. Destroy Ronglethor. And as those two words echo in each of your minds, the light explodes outward, completely engulfing and eliminating the shadow. The entire cavern is illuminated in bright daylight for 5, 6, 10 seconds before it fades back down into the world spark's incomprehensible shape. There is nothing left. Only calm. Only quiet.
Did we do it?
Can I punch the calm in the face?
You can.
In fact, you cannot unless you beat a DC 18.
That's fair. The Raven Queen kind of looks about and reaches her hand down towards the well in the center of the room and swishes it about in the still water. A slight current moves from where her hand had been. It's just water. Yes, I think you did.
Yes.
It's over. Ambition kind of crosses his arms over his chest. Impressive work. Very impressive.
Wrapping my arms around Wartalk and jumping up and down excitedly.
As the
High five. High five.
as the calm kind of
High five.
breaks a little bit, it is still, wrapped in reverence, I suppose. But you all begin to celebrate your victory. There is this perfect joyousness to all of your moods in this moment. Hugs are given, smiles are shown even to those you have known but for a few moments, and there is an overwhelming sense of accomplishment and a little bit of melancholy as, what comes next? What do we do now? But that is
Rebuild.
merely more than a nagging thought in the very back of your mind as the momentous joy of this occasion just dominates the moment. After a good while, it is finally time to leave that place and kind of emerge out into the sunlight once more. As you ascend the steps that the Siegebreakers took, but not the Keepers because they came through a portal, Cranmore kind of
We know the way.
pushes through one more doorway, just knocks it aside, but not violently. Just, I'm done with you.
Assertively.
Yes. You emerge
Firmly
out
grasped.
into the daylight. The world spark itself sort of follows you out, and then once you emerge into the open air, it shoots up into the heavens and just ascends and ascends into the sunlight until it is lost to your vision, becoming kind of one with that blazing star in the sky. King Pentrum is outside and sort of awaiting your return, but his face is just one of awe. And he just kind of you could tell by where he's sitting and how he's positioned that he was waiting for you to come out. But he's just that was I think I can see again. That was the brightest light I've ever seen. I take it it's done then.
Did it?
From the Thor's no more.
To say well done would be a
Oh, Art's gonna have a field day.
massive
From the Thor no
understatement.
more.
That was almost the title of this episode, and I'm kind of sad I didn't make it that.
Let's get together and make t-shirts, everyone. Who's in?
Can I tie-dye them?
Absolutely.
Kayana
Yes, I'm
instantly
in.
invents the method of tie-dye.
It's not that hard. You wrap it up and then
Yeah.
squirt dye on it. It's
Yeah,
not
but you had to
hard.
it's not hard, but you had to have the
berries and stuff.
idea.
Yeah.
Now I want
Um,
tie-dye fur.
Oh yes.
I can wait. No, I can't wrap you up in a ball though.
That
Just
sounds
get really
polymorph.
into yoga.
I don't know that. I don't think that the tie dye would transfer
I
over
don't think it
polymorph
would,
though.
unfortunately. I want it to, but I don't think it would. Kayana spends the next 3 weeks coming up with a variation of polymorph that allows dye to transfer from one form to the other.
Nothing else,
That's not-
only tie-dye.
No, that is not what I am spending the next
No, I
3
know.
weeks doing.
I
have
know.
much more important tasks.
Like napping.
We have a lot of
Well, that's
rebuilding
one
to
of them.
do.
Yeah,
This place
Yeah.
was destroyed by war. Like,
Pentrum
Yeah.
a lot of
stands up.
rebuilding.
Yeah, so
You know what
Pentrum
they can
stands
use?
up and kind of nods his head in agreement and says, "Yes, our work, unfortunately, has only just begun. The war ravaged both Erevar and Dane, and though the main threat is now over and we can focus on rebuilding, there is much to be done. I think Ulina and I, for some time," he kind of looks at the keepers and says, I suppose we haven't met, you may not know. Ulina is the queen that rules Erevar at my side. She was once the Duchess of the Mountain Duchy. Ulina and I think, will rule over Erevar and Dane jointly until the reconstruction efforts have progressed to a point that we see suitable to revisit the power structures in both nations. I hope that we can count on your assistance, at least for some time. Your work would be indispensable. I
Sure.
understand if you have other things to attend to, but if any of you can help.
Yeah, I'm gonna need like a couple of weeks to go check on my tribe and their surrounding.
This will
Check
be
it
a several-year effort. A few
Yeah,
weeks or even
then I'll
months
be able
is
to go.
quite all right.
Of course.
Very good. Well, you'll know where to find me. I'll leave you to it. And he makes a sigil.
Wait. He's getting another hug.
As he begins to make a sigil in the air, he kind of stops and laughs and opens his arms up for a hug and embraces you and says, "You have proved time and time again your worth, and much more. You have a bright future ahead of you, Kayana."
Thank you.
Group hug. Everyone bring it in.
Oh goodness.
Yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
Everyone,
Yeah.
everyone, come on.
all right.
don't
Petrum
get
kind
to
of
leave that
grunts
easily.
and says, "Oh, these old bones can't take this many people." But he's
You're not that old.
clearly
Bring
not
it
in any actual pain. He's laughing as he says it. Just embraces the group of you. All right. Well, till we meet again. And he makes a sigil in the air and teleports away.
No, what about his left arm?
He's better at it now. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
He's figured out that flaw. Ironed the kinks out.
It still tries to cut off his left arm. He just doesn't have it anymore, so it's fine.
Oof.
Nico.
Damn. All right. So Kronglothor is defeated.
Hell
The
yeah.
war is ended. And for the first time in 328 years, the world of Eluvin is open once more to the other planes. During the final fights, the planar rending was undone, and the gods were once again able to enter and exert influence over this world. That is how, of course, the Raven Queen and Ambition, well, not Ambition, but the Raven Queen was able to enter this place in her full form. As such, Eluvin, in the coming months and years, begins to become sort of a hub for interplanar travel, as it was once the seat of the multiple universe-renowned Uvari Empire. There are many visitors from all places throughout all planes that come to learn from the Uvari, to speak with them, to learn from them. I already said learn from them, but you get the point.
They really like learning.
knowledge.
Yes, but while they are in Eluvin, they find so much more than just this clan of renowned Goliaths. They find eight incredible heroes who were able to, even without much help from outside forces like gods that these others have come to expect, throw off the chains of one of the greatest forces the worlds have ever known. And those heroes are you all, the Siegebreakers and the Keepers of Fate. Your names are written in songs, history books, fan fictions, for lack of a better word, and all other forms of media. You become legends in history. And throughout the millennia, people learn your names and, even thousands of years later, seek to emulate the heroism, the tranquility, the power, the sentiment, and compassion that all of you showed. And, the occasional flare of wild exuberance.
Hedonism.
Hell yeah.
And drugs.
Yeah.
Oh.
But almost above all else, as the tales are passed down, there's a bit of change to them. They're not entirely factual, as tales are wont to become as they grow old. And your dedication to free will and ambition also goes down in history. And it's not entirely a lie. Many of you, even if you were not gifted your powers by ambition, nonetheless served to free those who were oppressed by tyrannical powers, or sought to help folks who needed to get out of a tough situation, rise above what their stars had planned for them. And that is the legend of the Currents of Chaos.
Hell yeah.
So, in no particular order, after the war, the friends and comrades of both groups went their separate ways, lived out their lives, and some few of them were fortunate enough to have some bits of their stories written down themselves. Tree, for example, the Sapphire Kobold, returned to his
Bless his
home
heart.
in the mountains after the war, and found some use for his learning at the Luminaire Academy, devising faster ways to mine and transport ores. Ula, the drow on the crew of Eadrith. She magically regained her memory once Hronglothor was defeated, as, though she did not know it at the time, her kin. She recalled her home city under Eaglin and ventured back. Sasdara and a few of the others survived the collapse of the cavern against all odds, and Ula helped them rebuild and prosper in their underground panoptical metropolis. Legends are told of a slim, dark figure that appears on the Iglini plains whenever a storm strikes, silently staring at the skies. Onyxia, the Emerald Enchantress. Onyxia found a place in the new courts of Dane, helping to establish the nation's first school of magic, which would go on to rival the Luminaire Academy itself. After heading to school for some time, she vanished without a trace, and depending on Farkin's particular response to those last few events, her vanishing may have come with a little bit of a charred mark on the floor of her chambers. We don't know. Deald, the ingenious kobold, helped Onyxia found the new school, though he never sought any political power himself. Instead, he contented himself with teaching for the rest of his days, creating several more new spells in this time, and becoming known throughout the land for being a great teacher and wizard. Vaken, the once dastardly brother of Jasna Barrow, turned against his own ways by Cranmore's power of tranquil suggestion, joined up with the new Danish school for magic as well. His vision of teaching the best mages that would ever be came to pass. His vision of teaching the best mages that would ever be known came to pass several times over, and he was known well for counseling restraint and level-headedness in his students, the very qualities which he previously lacked. Rex and Ragus, the Shining Guardians. The golden dragonborn twins became protectors of the pathways through the Scairn Mountains. Caravans and travelers would go out of their way to pass through the territory walked by the twins, for they were known for telling incredible stories of ancient dwarven kingdoms, poisoned lakes, and powerful heroes. And I'm thinking this has quite a few entries, so I'm actually going to copy this, and I want us to go around and read them aloud, just so you guys don't get bored of hearing my voice. If you don't want to, you can just say pass, but, you know, if you are willing, feel free.
You got a nice voice. Don't be so
I
hard
do,
on
but
yourself.
I feel like it's a good bit of reading, and I don't just want to be like, it's just me. So I'm gonna... Oh, this is totally gonna over...
Yeah, baby.
I don't know if that's... Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna upload it as a file, so hopefully you guys can read it. I don't know. See if you can.
Yeah,
If not,
we can download it.
let me know. If it's too tiny.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, it's big enough in the thing. So, let me go for this. Harley, you're in the top left for me. You want to start with Daryl? Or should we do something where we have people from the group that had them do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Alright.
probably best, because, like,
Yeah.
who's this fucker?
Right, who the
Daryl.
fuck's Daryl?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Like, wait, Daryl.
Alright, Cranmore, you want to do Daryl?
You're muted,
I'm
friend.
muted
muted because
somewhere.
I'm pushing to talk. This is going to get very complicated.
Oh boy.
Okay.
You can do it.
Daryl continued in his work bridging the gap between kobold kind and the civilized races. Though not all kobolds were receptive to his inroads, he was nonetheless able to establish kobolds as reliable companions in many areas, including labor, learning, mechanical constructions, and the appraisal of fine goods. His contributions to the Danish economy eventually earned him a seat on the new ruler's council.
Alrighty. Jesse, you want to do Bjorn?
Bjorn.
And probably Yana as
Lilla's-
well.
Yeah. Go back to back.
Oh yeah.
Bjorn, Lila's liaison, has become famous for his diplomatic and economic aptitude under the tutelage of Morthos, eventually taking over those operations almost completely for his new home. Bjorn was responsible for bolstering trade between Eglin and Erevar considerably, with favorable tax policies and port command. He also established strong diplomatic ties between Dane and Eglin, and strengthened Western Dane's influence in political at large, which had long been on the decline.
Right.
Yana became the head librarian at the newly restored Library of Lila. She focused on the translation restoration of texts written in Eltaran? Yeah, Eltaran, which made her an asset even to the Ulvari, and sometimes found it difficult to decipher the older writings in their own stores.
Who sometimes
Stories.
found it?
She looked forward to the rare visits from Morthos and pined for him while he was away, never settling down with another.
Hell yeah, get that
Aw.
tail.
She,
Oh yeah.
Get
I
that.
feel like she also created the first male librarians.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, she did.
She had the first couple male librarians working under her. But definitely under her, because we can't have male head librarians. That's ridiculous.
Jasna never visited that library in her life.
Oh man. Norwin, do you want to do Aedrith?
Sir. After all was said and done, a lesser captain may have been too sheepish to ask a multiverse renowned hero like Jasna to join her for the rest of their lives, but Airdrith was not a lesser captain. Tales of the exploits of the merchant and her artificer accomplice inspired many a song, campfire tale, sea dog's adage, and even a ribald novel or two. One day, Airdrith's ship was nowhere to be found on the great Darun River. But residents of the rebuilt town of Valenford swear that once a year, a ship flies overhead, far in the sky, and a bag of gold and treasure is dropped from the skyworthy vessel.
Excellent.
Lit.
All right, Ilya, you want to do Gerald?
Yeah. That's my dad. Geralt the Valiant. Returning to his old monastery, Geralt spends the rest of his days training new warriors in the ways of Torn. His first few years back are graced with the presence of his adopted daughter, but after many shared adventures, the two had to part ways as Ilya struck out on another path.
Very good. Rob, can you do Arthur?
Arthur the Ascendant. Arthur, understanding that his secluded paradise was perhaps not in proper balance with the rest of the realms, finally accepted his godhood. He carved out a section of the multiverse and named it Elysium. There he invited the greatest heroes of the realms to share in plenteous bounty.
Cranmore, you'd like to take the Tutatis tribe, I assume?
The people of the Tutatis tribe were greatly impacted by the lifting of the blight of chaos from their wood. When Cranmore returned home to them, they celebrated. When he left, so too did some of them. Emboldened by his adventurous spirit, several of his kind spread their ways to other forests across Eluvin. While they still remained in their tribal ways and did not openly interact with larger towns or cities, they became protectors of the woodlands across the continent.
I'll do the Luminaire Academy. The Luminaire Academy faced a problem after the war. Too many new students. With the planar rending undone, more and more folks discovered they had an aptitude for magic, and where better to learn how to use it than under Jason Silverbolt and the other professors who helped the Siegebreakers fight chaos itself in the final siege of Limna. Jesse, you want to do Lila and the Myrmidons?
Sure. Lila quickly grew to be a thriving port city, as well as an overland connection between Dane and England. Eglin, that did not require going through the mountains. The Keepers of Fate would check in from time to time, and the city became a beacon for all sorts of I lost my place. Of a special renown where the adventurers and heroes could boast a magical tattoo from the Myrmidons, would wear
Oh, sorry. Who were?
would wear who I'm like, what?
That was my problem. My bad.
Who were very selective and their clients.
Alrighty. Wartalk, you want to do the Trader Joe's? Actually, wait. I feel like Kiana should do this one.
Let me.
Yeah.
The Trader Joe's. The Trader Joe's built up the Siegebreakers' fortress, and soon thereafter a city sprouted up around it. The soldiers themselves spent a good deal of time coming and going between their new home and their old one, ensuring that Dane was in good hands after the fall of their latest king.
All right, Wartalk should do Tad Cooper.
Yes.
Tad, my boy. Tad Cooper, along with most of the dragons, vanished after the war, secluded in the fashion that dragons tend to be. It is said, though, that an old man walks across the towns of Erevar, lingering in those places that held monuments to the siege breakers. They were cool. The man would also disappear in the night, and every so often, a town guard who
Would swear. Jesus.
would swear he saw a silver dragon in the pre-dawn hours.
I'm an idiot. I can't write.
Hey,
No.
now you have to say something nice
Stop
about
it.
yourself.
Yeah,
I'm a smart person who came up with all of these epilogues.
There
we
go.
super
Yes.
believe in you, Matt and Tad Cooper.
And Tad Cooper, but mostly
Yeah.
Tad
And
Cooper.
we
It's
always
like
believe in
50-50.
Tad Cooper.
That's fair.
Oh,
Norwin, do you want to do Enlaun?
Is that how you say that?
Yes.
Enlaun.
There is a missing diacritic over the U
Yeah.
that makes it more obvious that un is its own syllable.
It's not just in lawn.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. I'm over here
Yeah,
like,
it looks like that without the diacritic,
Yeah.
but it is
I'm
Enlaun.
Enlaun. Yeah, it does. Enlaun paid a special attention. Especial.
Yes.
That's supposed to be accented too.
No, it's actually it's a separate word.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's mostly synonymous, but yeah.
He's special. It means
It
special.
It sounds
on the
more
internet.
high fantasy, okay?
Okay. A special attention to the rebuilding efforts of Western Dane, and sought to uncover artifacts from the old world that would help civilization remember some of what was lost in oral tradition and buried memories from before the scouring.
All right, Harley, can I get you to do Travian and the Ulvari?
yeah. Travian rebuilt the Ulvari clan to a respectable size, training a new generation of warrior artificers before departing to pursue an old friend.
Wink, wink.
The Ulvari were indispensable in the restoration efforts and rebuilding the glory that had been before. They taught magic to the interested of all across Elevin and helped advise the new rulers of a continent that quickly became popular throughout more planes than most its residents ever knew existed.
Very good.
It's me, I'm the old friend.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah,
Indeed.
get that tail.
Hell yeah. I feel like Kayana can do Pentrim and Ulina.
Sure. Upon the death of Roman numerals, no.
The
16th
death of Roman numerals.
Upon the death of King Darren, that guy, Pentrim insisted on a funeral. That is 16th, right? I don't
Yes,
do
it
no
is
Roman
16th.
numerals. Okay. Pentrim insisted on a funeral, remembering the king as he was before Hrongthor possessed him. After the war, Pentrim and Ulina wed. For several years, they ruled as co-monarchs over both Erevar and Dane. When the restoration efforts were mostly complete, Ulina took over rule of Dane, while Pentrim stayed in Erevar. Together, the two monarchs and nations forged an alliance that ushered in a golden age for all of Eluvin, which lasted through the reign of them, their children, and their children's children.
Alrighty. And I'll do the final three. Zariel, known by some as Azareth, made good on her contract with Jeff and Wartalk, taking them into the Nine Hells with her to retake her throne in Avernus. Once she deposed Bel the Usurper, she used what she had learned from Elevin to wage the blood war more effectively. For many years, her expertise kept the demon hordes at bay on the bridge between the Abyss and the Hells. Every now and then, members of the Siegebreakers and the Keepers of Fate find singed parchment upon their nightstands, reading, "Doing well? Could always use more help. Unimaginable power could be yours. Just sign in blood. No need to read the fine print."
It's a good thing I don't have a nightstand, eh?
Word.
Wait,
He's
I
just
don't
hoping
see-
it.
Excellent.
Don't worry about it. Just
Do I
sign it.
just
It's
see her
cool.
warp in and set the note on my nightstand?
Yeah.
No, it actually,
Yeah.
she doesn't have to go there. It just kind of like a portal to hell opens up and this little piece of paper falls out.
Yeah. So,
Like,
and
portal
Kayana
opens up.
never ever knows it happens. Wartalk gets rid of it every time before she wakes up.
There's like a portal this big and like a hand just.
Boop.
Shoot, Norwin, don't sign it.
Sign it twice, double negative.
Hmm.
Norwin, no.
The Raven
I was
Queen.
actually thinking.
Oh, go ahead. What were
Oh
you
no,
saying?
I was gonna say I was thinking. Nothing. I wasn't sure if we were done with all these things yet, and we were on to our stuff.
It's fine. You can.
Not yet.
Okay. The Raven
Let's-
Queen, seeing her work done, leaves Elevin. But her experiences with those on the continent leaves her a bit changed, though she is loath to admit it. She, uniquely among the gods but for her son, now takes a less hands-off approach with her domain. She will even personally visit clerics that perform great deeds and bestow blessings upon them. This leads to a revival of her church throughout the plains, and the Raven Queen's name is no longer as feared as once it was. Instead, all those who hear it recognize the name as a harbinger of the natural order, the cycle of life and death. And finally, Ambition, or his true name, Vedraven. Finally having attained godhood, he rises to his place next to his mother, as the god of free will and ambition. Hailed as a patron for the downtrodden and a foe of oppressors, as free will may be exercised to gain power, but not to take free will away from others, Vedraven quickly gains a large following among any wishing to change their stars. While his new devotees are mainly clerics and paladins, Wartok, Ilia, Morthos, and the others who drew power from him on Elevin find that their warlock abilities are still intact. He pays them each visits, on occasion, both to check in and to remind them that he's a god now.
It's like he has an air fryer. He can't stop talking about.
Oh, I just got an air fryer the other day.
Oh, how is it?
Yeah, we got a mini one.
See?
Nice.
He's
That's
now
nice.
Count Humblebrag.
No,
you
wait,
did 20 push-ups? I did 21.
Not that it's a big deal or anything.
Not that it's a big deal. Oh, what's that? You're half Asian? Well, I'm 1/16th Cherokee.
Free college!
Hey, me too.
Yes. All right. So for the PCs who could not make it today, so Kellum, the Quiet Knight, after the war, which Kellum had been involved in mostly tangential sort of ways. Helping people who had been affected in war-torn cities and towns, and serving on city guards of places that he deemed likely to be attacked. Kellum took to himself for a little while, and eventually came upon an old friend. He met up with Shadra on a strange happenstance while they both happened to be traveling the same road. Shadra, in her new role as sort of a leader of the, what was the Thieves Guild. Renamed to something that your DM can't remember.
The Weeds
And
Guild.
is not gonna go and figure it out because it would take too
Those
long.
wobble, but they don't fall down.
The Thievery Guild.
The cool
No,
guy
it's
club.
they're not even like thief related anymore.
The school of cosmetology.
No, actually, so I'll get to it when I get to Shadra's. Meeting up with Shadra in this chance way, Kellum is swayed to actually join up with her, and they spend the rest of their days together, protecting travelers on the roads.
Aw.
Shadra, after the Hooded Hand was slain in a battle, and after Kersha abdicated her right to succeed him, given her position in Pentram's court, it was left to Shadra to take over what was the Thieves Guild and reform it in her own image. The Hooded Hand had made some inroads towards making the Thieves Guild more of a protectorate order. He had visions of allowing the less privileged safe passage on the road so that they might get from city to city and be able to ply their craft and grow their trade the same way that the more wealthy were able to do. And under Shadra's guidance, the guild became just that. Far and wide, they were looked to as the go-to source for safe passage along the busier roads, protecting travelers from brigands, monsters, and all sorts of unsavory things. When she met up with Kellum, the order also sort of diverted into, well, didn't divert, grew to take on also a religious aspect, such that it spawned its own knightly order with Kellum at the head. Jeff, our silver dragonborn, not paladin.
The lad.
The big
mad
lad.
himself.
After finishing the war and doing his part to defeat Hronglathor, Jeff found himself tired. He had come from this very small place, done some very big things, and was now ready to go back to some of that smaller stuff. Finding his parents near the newly rebuilt city of Alleghane, he took them back to their farm just outside of Helm's Fair, clearing out the goblins that had taken up residence there once again after the first time you all cleared them out. He rebuilt some of the farmhouse itself and helped his parents revitalize their crop and continue on into their old age when he took on the brunt of the work on the farm. It was not all simple farmhand's work for Jeff, though. There was always a part of his heart that felt like he owed something to the people of Helm's Fair, and also to the people of Limna, which he frequently visited. And when there, he would help the city guard with training drills and the like, but would always make sure to walk around the town, greet the farmers who lived on the outskirts, and make sure to talk to the folks that didn't get as much attention, and make sure that they felt like they had a champion. And though his deeds were fewer and farther between after the war, nonetheless, Jeff's name became popular around the entire continent for the compassion that he showed to the little guy. And finally, among our missing PCs, Jasna Barrow. Jasna did spend a bit more time at the Luminaire Academy, but before long she felt like she couldn't be tied down so much anymore. She had finished what she set out to do, complete her father's final invention, and made some pretty good money in the process, and I guess, met some cool people too. So when Eadrith came knocking, visiting her at the academy, she put on a bit of a show of being loath to leave, but truth be told, she was very ready to get out into the world again. After a bit of sailing along the river, Jasna felt like Eadrith's ship needed a bit of an upgrade. And so, using what she had learned, she outfitted the boat with mechanisms and soul stones that would allow it to fly completely under its own power, always having a favorable wind. This allowed the two of them to expand their horizons, explore other worlds, and Eadrith's merchant trade was soon booming across all of the material plane. After a while, Jasna's chaotic nature might have set hold a little bit in Eadrith, and eventually legends shifted from the merchant and her artificer compatriot to a bit more of a piratical theme. But none could ever say that Jasna lived a dull life.
Lit. Literally.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty. So, now to those of you who are here. No one cares about you. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding.
Sick.
Aw.
Bye.
Yeah, that's understandable. Have a nice
Yeah,
day.
that's fair. Yes, yeah.
Is
So,
Rob's feed freaking out for anybody else?
it's just an empty chair.
Huh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it's
With a
fine.
spinning fan shadow, so I can tell it's
Yeah,
not
it's got
frozen.
it's not frozen.
Huh.
Is it
My-
doing the weird, like,
Said-
glitchy thing for you, where it, like...
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna leave and rejoin. 1 second.
Alright. Anyway, that Kayana woman, nobody needs to... Oh!
Hey. Hey.
Anyway,
Fuck
that
you.
Rob guy.
See, that's what having kids does for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm not having kids.
Alright,
I just ignore them like a really bad father.
same though. I don't even know if I have
Rad.
kids.
Oh my god! This is recorded somewhere, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna show them that.
Oh, they're probably
It
watching.
builds character.
This could be admissible somewhere.
Oh, actually, I guess Remy probably isn't watching. Maybe. Well, I shouldn't say their names aloud.
And
Kate's watching. The kids are in bed.
Okay, cool.
It's a school night.
Ah, of course, yes.
Nerds.
I forgot that school was still a thing that was going on.
10.
Oh yeah.
You have to get up early for virtual learning on a computer.
Yes, indeed. Lovely.
what I had to do.
Okay, so I'll be perfectly honest. I'm not 100% sure what the best way to go about this is. I don't know if I should go in like a specific order.
Roll
I
a
feel like
D20. Let the dice decide.
obviously. What am I?
Fate.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
1d8, drop 8.
It's actually it's just
8 is for you.
Yeah, it is a 7. Yeah.
Roll one.
What if I rolled a D6 and just said one of you never got to tell your story?
Deal?
Oh.
A volunteer's tribute.
No.
Roll a D8 to decide who it is.
All right. That'll actually be Norwin. Norwin's going first.
Okay. I guess I was just kind of thinking Norwin was going to, given all of the sort of moral struggles and dilemmas he's gone through recently, and all of the evil he's seen everywhere, he's gonna try to go to the Luminaire Academy and teach ethics of magic.
I like it. Okay.
like that.
So yeah. The only thing I will add, because that was very well said, is that as time wanes, as Norwin grows older, he devotes much of his time still to teaching his classes, but he begins also to write about his experience. He begins to take down notes, and at first they're mostly just scribbles and scrawls, nothing very coherent. But over the years, they grow into something a bit more. And as he's working through his own issues internally, as he's writing them out on the paper, and sort of infusing what he has learned and what he has taught about magic and magical ethics, his works are one day discovered by one of his aides, who convinces him to publish. And rather quickly, Norwin becomes famed as a philosopher of sorts, an ethical philosopher, but one who is, specifically interested in magical ethics and the like. And his fame redoubles once again, and he enjoys sort of a second period of this a victory, more or less, though not the same as his first. And he lives out the rest of his days in happiness and peace, for perhaps the first time in many, many years.
Until Melaraxus finally comes.
Does this mean we can call Morthos Sensei?
Norwin, you mean? Norwin.
Norwin Sensei?
They do have similar names, and that happened a lot. Don't worry about it.
Don't fucking at me.
Norwin Sensei retires happy. Alrighty. So, D6 now, I guess.
No.
Morthos. Speaking of similar names.
Shit, I spoke and it came true.
So you did send me something, so I can read and embellish a bit if you'd like, or you can do it yourself. Either way.
Are you talking about what I sent you with? Oh yes. No, you can go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Just because I'm having a little issues, I don't want it to start echoing.
Alrighty. Oh well, actually, now that I'm looking at it, most of it was about Bjorn. Oh no. Okay. Sure. Yeah, we got this. Where did I write down the thing that I said? Oh, it was in Yana's background. That's right. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So Morthos, somewhat taken with the idea of his patron becoming a god, and this idea of free will being his new domain, continues in a pretty significant way, kind of pursuing that ideal. While he mostly stays on Eluven and keeps in Lila, mentoring Bjorn and making sure that the inner workings of the city are running smoothly as a machine ought to, he does take some time to ensure that if he hears of any oppressors or tyrannical leaders rising up in smaller lands or holdings, that he goes and makes sure that they stop one way or another. Sometimes it's with a diplomatic solution. Other times, Varison might come out a little bit, just to strike the fear of God into him.
Speak softly and carry a big stick.
But nevertheless, Morthos carries out his days much the same after the war as before, with a deep-seated distrust of authority, even that which he established himself, and a healthy respect for the order of the natural world. As often as he leaves Lila, he will occasionally come back and spend a night or two with Yana, his old friend, his old flame, and always kind of has a little bit of a mischievous grin as he leaves the next time he has to depart, knowing that she'll be there next time. Alrighty. So now D6 drop 6. 1, 2, 3. Wartok!
Yeah,
So for this one, I guess, do Wartok and Kayana want to go together in a way?
makes sense.
It probably does make sense.
Yeah.
I kind of have a three-pronged
Right, so we have your thing. I asked for the order, and I guess you missed that part of the message. Where in your, what is the order of the things you had going?
Oh, you had order? Oh,
Because I don't know where
I
Wartok fit into
misunderstood.
the...
I thought give me the order
Oh,
was like give
see.
me the cue.
I see. Gotcha.
Like, sorry, I completely misunderstood.
Totally fine. I just wasn't sure where Wartok fit in with the other things you wanted to do. Are you going back to the Feywild and then coming back for Wartok?
Well, that was going to be part of the goodbye being can't say goodbye to him.
Mm-hmm.
So probably in that exact listed order. Like there's the goodbye, there's the stuff with the Raven Queen, and then there's the actual history epilogue thing.
Okay. That works for me. So, Siegebreakers, there's a bit of RP here for you guys. We want to play out the goodbye between the group of you and the one who is not of this world.
Should I start that off then?
So I'll kind of set the scene a little bit. Stream just went to black. What?
Yep.
Don't you tell me that shit.
Okay. Alright, hold on. I can fix this.
How long ago
The
did
stream
it
just went to white.
There we go. Easy.
What the actual fuck? What the actual? Why did it? It did this last time too.
Oh, I see the word.
Yeah, it's just.
the word
It's just.
Discord.
It's just.
What?
Wait. Make it really
And
big
now
again.
a word from our sponsor.
It's real big.
Alright, hold on, let me open this up. I need to see this.
I'll do it quick because I'm trying to figure out a fix and I'm not waiting.
What's happening?
Someone print screen.
What is it?
I got it.
This one. Oh,
Here you go, Harley. I don't know what you want this for. If more than just having it, but here you go.
Discord.
It's us.
It is. Okay.
sorry about that, folks. Very weird. Well, thank you for watching, Nick, because I would never have noticed.
I got you.
You do. Love you, baby.
Hearts.
Alright, that should be good. Alright, cool, we're back. So, it's a little ways into the restoration efforts. Kayana has, made sure to wrap up some loose ends and she probably put off saying goodbye to you guys for a little bit. As much as she wants to return and see her parents, it's a difficult thing. So she kind of beats around the bush for a little while until eventually it's a bit unavoidable. So there is a day when the group of you are kind of met up back at your stronghold at the Trader Joe's fortress. I can't remember which one actually named it, but if it even got a name, I think it might have just been Trader Joe Fortress.
No, it got a really stupid name, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh, lovely. Was it another Trader Joe pun?
No, it was something else.
Boy. Oh well. If you remember it, feel free to interject. But
yeah.
Do you want to do his end real quick? Oh, never mind. He left.
Rob had to go early morning with the kids tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that early. Damn.
Tell him to come back and we can do his real quick.
Yeah.
Give him a
Get
second
back
to respond.
here!
I'm guessing the answer is no, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Wish he'd said something before. I would have made him go first.
Yeah.
Morthos the Magnificent is pretty good. I didn't see that before.
Nice.
Twisting Tales, a day in the life of Morthos the Magnificent. Keck.
Yeah.
This is the cover picture, like one of those, like, where they're like laying on their side, like all about.
Draw me like one of your French girls. Oh yeah. Beautiful. He's typing. It's longer than just a no.
Quick, everyone start typing.
Rashida was sentenced to godhood.
Oh.
Oh no. All right.
Well,
so that's a
he
no.
put it in. He twisted tails.
Ah.
All right. So,
Close that.
you all are at the fortress. It has grown significantly. It's in good repair now, and it's a strong fortified place, and settlements are beginning to pop up around it. But on this day, the group of you have kind of met to convene and talk a little bit of logistics, but Kayana is here with a slightly different agenda. And as the group of you are kind of chatting, she comes in through the portcullis and walks up to the group of
Hi, you guys.
Hey there.
Jeff just goes, uh-oh.
Oh, please don't look at me like that.
No, it's okay. Say what you have to say.
It's so hard. I had spent so long rehearsing this in my head, and no matter how much I tried to plan for this, I knew it was all gonna just come crashing down. I need to go back. I need to go home and see my parents. All the time that I've spent with all of you has been incredible. It's been the best time of my life. But at the very least, I know that it's not a one-way street anymore. I can always come back.
Yeah, it
And-
doesn't have to be forever.
And Ilya, I'm so happy that you were able to find your dad.
When he says it doesn't have to be forever, Warthog, he kind of glances sidelong at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm happy that you've been able to do such amazing things for your church and your people. You're incredible. And you've helped me through so much.
Hugging her. Well,
Yeah.
we didn't do any of this alone. We all did this together.
We
All of
did.
us. As much as this other plane is your home, we're your home too. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Jeff. Yeah. Jeff, you're a big dummy, but you're my big dummy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad that you got to see your folks again too, and I hope that you're going to be able to retire that sword and just go back to that peaceful life that you always wanted to have all along.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you get to see your parents again, too.
Yeah. You keep cooking, okay? You have a real talent.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to make you dinner next time you come back.
Please do.
Count on it.
But no venison.
Yeah, I'm a bit sick of it, too, honestly.
enough with the venison.
Enough
Look,
with the
we
venison.
were on
seriously.
the road. It was what was available. But once I'm back on
Yeah.
the farm, man,
Oh, dear.
there's a lot more there to have.
Okay. I'm gonna challenge you to learn how to cook up some insects properly.
I'll think about it.
Just for me?
Okay.
Okay, deal.
Jeff kind of like takes a step back, so Warthog is more like front and center.
Ilya's just like,
So how do we go to the Feywild?
I don't know.
Well, I'm assuming you need some company for the trip.
I couldn't say goodbye to you.
Yeah,
No matter how much I tried, I could never.
nah.
And plus, there's so, like, think of all the weird booze you could find there that people here have never even discovered yet.
Kayana,
Yes?
you
Yes?
had me at weird booze.
You can't mention that, yeah.
Amazing.
But no,
It's okay. And yeah, like you just said, it's not permanent, so we'll be back.
Wait, am I getting this right? You guys are gonna go together?
Yeah, I think that seems
Yeah.
like we're going together.
Oh.
Yeah,
Cool.
if possible, like I'm
Yeah, I mean-
friggin'
yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
I like adventures. Freaking going to a new realm? Hell yeah. And like with Cayenne or whatever.
I guess I'll have to
Just,
cook twice as much when you get back, huh?
You sure will.
Just
Yeah.
keep each other safe, please.
Oh, always.
Don't worry.
Good lad.
I just have like healing energy just kind of swirling around. Yeah, I
I'm
got
there to
him.
bless you, so keep
But
each
I
other
can
safe.
bless us. Remember, I am a cleric now.
Yeah, she got those
and
2 levels.
Jeff and Amelia, y'all take care of things here. Y'all hold down the fort here.
Do our best.
Yeah.
Won't be the
You'll
same
do
without
great.
you, though.
We'll be fine. You got this.
Don't be a stranger. Helm's Fair is always there for you.
Be sure to visit.
Alrighty. And with that, Kayana and Wartok step out of the fortress, walking together on towards their next adventure. It is not absurdly difficult in this new era to find ways to get to the other planes. The Feywild itself is a bit more difficult, but Kayana has been somewhat successful in pseudo-contacting it before. So heading once more to a place of liminality at evening on a solstice or an equinox. Probably say a solstice. She and Wartok sit themselves in a grove of trees and close their eyes and allow the Feywild to find them. And off they go into their next realm. When you open your eyes once more, you are in an interesting place. And for a moment you find yourself a bit breathless because the immediate association is of that vision back at the secretarium where your parents wouldn't turn your way. And you see these two figures kind of silhouetted in front of you, with light in front of them shining, and all you can see are sort of their dark backs. But the fear is very, very short-lived, as instead of before, where you could not reach out or contact them, they immediately seem to recognize your presence, and both of your parents turn to you, tears in their eyes, and they open arms and bring you in to a warm embrace. Wartok, you are immediately ushered into the hug as well.
Yep.
And once they sort of break out of the embrace, both of your parents sort of look over to Wartok and they say, "So, we've seen a lot. I guess a god came by and showed us some images, some memories of his that included the two of you."
About yay high, glowing, naked.
He wasn't naked, but he was about that high and glowing. He had like gold skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to say, young man, we're incredibly glad that our daughter had someone like you watching out for her down there.
Yeah. I was happy to be.
You're
Happy to
welcome
have
with
her.
us for as long as you wish to stay.
Thank you.
Now, he didn't show us everything, so there is still quite a lot of catching up to do. And they usher you over towards the table, where they have already kind of prepared a rather opulent feast for Eladrin, that is, which means it consists of a lot of insect protein and vegetables.
Fuck yeah!
let me make sure I'm getting everything. Sorry. Do. Okay, so there was that, and right. Yes. So for many years, the two of you kind of stay in this blissful place. You do go back to Elevin every now and then, and meet back up with your old friends, and say your hellos, and later say your goodbyes, and each of them is bittersweet and difficult. But one thing that is noted is that Wartok seems to age, and Kyanna does not. She is aging slower than her partner. And it is not too long before this sets a worry in you, Kyanna, and you begin to look for a solution.
Yeah.
So searching through your memories and trying to figure out what might be any possible outreach that could help, your mind settles on the Raven Queen. For after all, who better to slow the inexorable progress of death than death herself?
Yeah. Yeah. Going to just, he's not here for this.
No.
This is private.
Yeah.
Deuces. Just get on my knees and pray for her. I need to speak with her
Okay.
as soon as possible.
Pulling out that old medallion that you still bring out every now and then, but the golden raven, golden raven's feather rather. You pray over it and hope against hope that the Raven Queen hears you. And she does. You feel a light breeze skitter across your shoulders and face, and open your eyes to see raven feathers drifting across your vision. And you look up, and there she is, looking down at you with a slight smile.
Thank you. Truly, thank you for coming. I have a request, though it is much more than that for you. I have a plea. I have a prayer for you. I am eternally thankful for everything you've done. You have already helped me cheat death and bring me back on your own terms. And I will never ever take that for granted. I want to give Wartok half of my remaining life force.
I wondered when you might ask.
You saw this coming.
Well, of course. I may be death, but I am no stranger to love. I have a son, after all.
Wait, who's the father?
Gone,
Sorry.
unfortunately. No. But yes, I did expect I would hear this from you at some point, and I've thought on my response. You know, it is not only you that owes me thanks. You did a great thing as well, and I owe you my gratitude. Return. I could not have defeated Tronglethor on my own. Not even with Vedraven's help. We needed you. That much is sure. And so yes, I will grant you this boon. But I do ask one thing in return.
Anything.
As I am subverting the order of nature for this. I want you to promise me that wherever you find abominations against my domain, we'll snuff them out.
Of course.
Any undead, any tyranny that uses undead towards its end, anything like it, I'd like for you to do your best to snuff it out. And in return, I will grant you that which you seek.
Thank you. I am your cleric, my lady.
And I will not forget it. And she reaches down, and she takes the tip of your chin in her outstretched hand. And she says, I don't think this will hurt, but it will feel strange.
That's all right.
And you feel this very wilting sensation. You do visibly age some, but not a ton. But more you just feel thinner. Less there. It doesn't last forever, but you can feel this life force being drawn out of you. And you feel like a flower wilting before the winter. Your vitality does return some once she has taken what she needs from you, but the feeling itself sort of lingers with you. She then disappears and reappears a moment later and says, "It is done."
Thank you.
And at that moment when she disappears, Wartok, you don't see anything or necessarily there's only a very slight sensation of warm breeze that kind of billows your cloak in front of you, and it feels a bit odd to you. And as you look down at your hands, you swear that some of the wrinkles that were there are no more. But that can't be, can it? No, of course
Nick,
not.
you're muted, dude.
Dang. No, I know these like the back of my hand. Can't be right.
I'm glad that you took the setup for that. Thank you.
Click, can you do a backflip? How's your hip?
No,
He's
my
not
hip-
that
I-
old. And yes, as your prayer is fulfilled, you and Wartok now have equivalent years of life remaining.
Hell yeah, equivalent exchange.
You know, unless one of you gets fucking wrecked.
Hell yeah.
That would never happen.
And then rocks fall on Wartok.
Oof.
Fuck no.
You can have half my life force. Raven Queen chuckling because she knows she only has 2 years left.
Holy! Girl!
Damn!
What the fuck?
Oh man, excellent.
I'll give him half of your life force. Yeah, no, I'll give him 5. Decades? 4.
Classic.
No, not like this.
Classic.
Uh,
All right, Wartok.
yeah.
Almost the same as Kayana's. Except, yeah, there's kind of one key difference. This bit, like, before you all meet back up at the keep, where you and Jeff are in hell for a couple of years.
Yeah,
But
just
we
a
don't
little
need
thing.
to worry. We don't really need to worry about that. That's fine. That's not a
Probably
big deal.
fine. It might be fine.
Yeah, it's so good. It's okay.
I mean, I make it out to the the Feywild after that, so it's fine, I
You
guess.
do.
Don't forget to do some
Do you ever
sunscreen.
I
tell
don't know how
Kayana?
many limbs I'm
Shorts.
missing. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay. All right.
That's why he never sleeps and he always takes the note away
Yeah.
before she wakes up.
Yeah, no, that part's canon.
Yeah. For sure.
No, I just go on a mission to help retake hell with my good buddy Jeff. We cook
NBD.
up some justice. And what?
NBD.
NBD.
Oh yes, no big deal. And then after that, come back, possibly slightly scarred from the war of hell. I'd
Warthog
imagine that's pretty
scarred?
terrible.
Nah.
That's fair. I'm drunk the whole time. And then yeah, just meet back up and help the restoration after that, and then carry on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I'm gonna have the best booze collection ever.
How do
And
I
then-
not have a Rickroll emote? Seriously.
Oh, I do. You want one?
Can you respond it to you know the rules and so do I?
Oh yeah.
Thank you. All right, so excellent booze collection. You actually have some hellishly good booze.
Hey.
And learn to drive one of those weird infernal war machines from Descent into Avernus.
Yes.
So cool.
Yeah,
Hell
he
yeah.
just becomes Doom Guy. He already has a gun.
Oh my god. I've got a gun and I can run at inhuman speeds.
All right, Vedrovin is just actual Catholic God confirmed.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. Okay, I think that wraps up Kayana and Wartok, unless there was anything I missed, Kayana.
As a shared thing, I think that wraps it up.
Okay.
As far as just the like freeze frame thing,
Mhm.
I think eventually, would probably go and teach at least some, maybe not necessarily full time, but occasionally give lessons at the Danish sorcery school.
Cool.
A guest,
Huh?
a guest speaker. You show up for like.
Oh
1
yeah,
minute.
I'm a guest speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure you visit Solomon's little
Oh,
grove every time you
absolutely.
go,
Yes,
Vacation spot.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
leaving fresh flowers. Although it's not necessarily needed in that grove, but just a little bit more flowering growth every time.
Mhm.
So many flowers.
Definitely gonna keep up the magic research. And take after Solomon and just being a scholar, but never forgetting the natural roots. And wanting to dabble in being a historian. She knows that the original heroic decad didn't really have many records of them left behind, especially not any personal ones. So, being a great primary source, being one of the siege breakers, like she can write those accounts firsthand.
Yeah.
Obviously, history is always going to skew somewhat, but
Right. And actually,
she wants the world to remember them
for sure.
as they were.
And actually, recalling some of the heroic decads' like lack of record keeping, I don't know if Kayana would want to be part of this, but Yana would actually probably search for some of those records, see if she could find anything. And some things actually are discovered, some insights into the heroic decad that were not previously known. So their tale becomes a little bit more complete. It becomes apparent that the reason there are not a ton of like well-known written accounts are because they were together for so short a time before the scouring. Like, you find one reference of them being referred to as like a group, and it is like 2 months before the scouring. It is very, very short time. So that's kind of the explanation for why there's no like longer like written epics of them. But you do find, along with Yana and probably Morthos as well, some of those kind of historical accounts from the Decad themselves.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, let's see. Who do we have left? We have Cranmore, and we have Morthos?
Ilya.
And Ilya.
Go ahead and do Cranmore.
Alrighty. Cranmore.
Did Morthos already go?
Yeah.
Oh, he did? Yes,
Yeah.
he did. Yes, sorry about that. Yeah.
just you and me, man.
So, Cranmore goes out and finds Garrick now.
Garrick is dead. There's
Find his body.
actually a reason I did not do Garrick's thing. He did die pretty quickly after the whole thing.
Really?
Mhm.
How?
How?
Log.
I want to know how.
Yeah. So he went he went back to the Scared Mountains with not Bolskog.
No, Bolskog is the one that we
Bolskog's
killed,
super
actually.
dead. Bolskog got wrecked by a fiend. What was his name? I don't even remember. With the other Witcher. To try and find out what happened to the bear school and see if they could get it back up on its feet. And so they discovered that there was still a small detachment of bear school witchers living in Kerkrana. But while they were... Krana? Yes, Krana. But while they were attempting to kind of contact them and get their recruitment efforts sort of up because they were going to try and switch schools because the cat school was gone, they were ambushed while on a sort of scouting mission to see what the woods beyond sort of held. And Garrick fell while fighting 2 cockatrices and a adult dragon.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah.
He said, if I'm gonna go, it's gonna be extra.
And a big rock landed on him.
Yep. Yeah, he was doing fine against the cockatrices and the dragon, but this little rock fell off the cliff way, way, way above, it just thunk and went through his head. It was terrible.
Oh.
Like a penny dropped from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Which wouldn't actually go through your head. They did that on Mythbusters, but nonetheless.
Just chuck a penny.
Okay, so Cranmore then.
After that morbid note, y'all asked.
Something less morbid.
Pennies have more mass in Italy, obviously.
A marble.
So, Cranmore.
So, Cranmore had been writing down all these adventures in journals, and every now and then he'd send a journal back home to sort of let the tribe know what was going on and spread the message through there. But he also would give them to Morthos, who was spreading some of this as propaganda. Well, with the war over, he asked Morthos to help turn those things into stories of adventure and inspiration and travel tales. Take that writing flair and so some of it is sort of for people to kind of go to some town and that was written up in there and be all touristy about it. I read about this in the story, and maybe take a pilgrimage there to see, one of the battle sites.
Yeah.
And so they go on into legend where sometimes folks will read them thinking, oh, this didn't actually happen this way. They're built up too much. But they're taken as excellent travel stories. But Cranmore doesn't stop there. So periodically he goes back to his tribe to confer with them. He turns down a leadership role.
May I interject briefly?
Yep.
Given that, I'd actually like to switch something up from what I said before. In addition to the other tales that they tell, Rex and Regis will actually become sort of champions of an oral tradition of those stories, memorizing them completely by heart and recounting large portions of them as they lead people through the Scaran Mountains, and that becomes part of their legacy as well.
Nice.
Getting to also kind of brag that they even knew Cranmore.
And with this, I'm sure Morthos would encourage Cranmore to do a little bit more research to get a little more in-depth in some of these things where something was just a drawing or a note. It's let's go. Maybe you want to go back there and talk to some of the people and flesh this out a little more.
Yeah.
A little more, because sometimes we're in a hurry and had to move on. So these stories turn into quite an undertaking, quite a big thing. But Cranmore doesn't stop there and continues to travel far and wide. Revisiting people. And one of the things that folks will notice the siege breakers, the keepers of fate, and others that have been through the journey is over the years, Cranmore doesn't age. He seemed to stop aging, and
What's
um,
your skincare routine?
tie-dye.
Please, I have to know.
Yeah, it's the tie-dye.
And
Oh.
he gathers fewer and fewer new tattoos, but each tattoo is a major story, and he's always happy to tell the story of the tattoo. The destroying Hongathar was a major tattoo, easily seen right on his shoulder.
Full sleeve or
full sleeve?
Oh yeah.
And showing the siege breakers and the keepers of fate together with and Hongathor in the center.
Hell yeah.
And some of the tattoos are animate. And so, in fact, part of the...
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yes. So part of the tattoo ink, if you will, for the destruction of Hongathor is from Ataraxis, that relic.
Yeah.
It's still stuck in him. He's sort of keeps it with him, hidden, and people will just see it as a sort of partially animated tattoo sometimes. Going back to the Myrmidons to get another tattoo for Lila and the setup of Lila, which he didn't realize gave some bonus to him, which is for a future story. But with the planes opened up, he doesn't just travel this one material plane. He wants to see everything.
Oh yeah.
And he can go back to his people in the Feywild too, because after all, the people of Tutatis are Fey people.
They are.
They're not. They're not humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
So for any of you trying to cast a spell on Cranmore, if it didn't work, it may have been because he was Fey. And so, yeah, maybe he would see Kayana in the Feywild or Wartalk.
Yeah.
Or at least
Out
hear
of
stories.
Oh yes, absolutely would. Out of curiosity, since Cranmore isn't aging, how long are you expected to live?
So he gets unnaturally long life even for a Mustar. So he's a Fey, which gives him longer life. But he's also, even unlike the other Mustar, he's still not aging.
Yeah.
And
monks get timeless body.
So just like with his ability to heal people of their disease or poison or just damage, it's something that he never really appreciated where it came from, besides vaguely aligning chi. He kind of built this monastic tradition. So as he travels, he shares that monastic tradition. He builds followers who set up monasteries throughout the realms. But that is really where this agelessness is coming from. He's still growing older. He just never...
Right.
He ain't got
until the point where he can even astrally project. Traveling and traveling and traveling to see all there is between chaos and order, nature and civilization, and relishing the beauty of the interplay between nature and civilization.
Cranmore becomes the fucking Buddha.
he does, in a way, honestly.
What's
so
that?
I assume becomes the Buddha. I assume Cranmore does not lose his tradition of chronicling his travels.
Right, so he keeps chronicling even as the stories are going out, he gets new stories, and one of the things he'll also do is not just have his own stories. He wants to get the stories of other people and spread those out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so Cranmore over the many years of his long life, becomes an anthropologist and a chronicler renowned not just in the material plane but across all planes. On his travels, he documents with meticulous detail all of the things that he comes across, always with that same kind of wonder and wanderlust, just this insatiable curiosity for civilization and for uncivilized places and everything in between. And something that he notices, and any of you who have sort of... all of you would notice this, but I'll put it here because it was brought up specifically. Though Hronglothor is gone, and Chaos Incarnate has been defeated, there is still chaos in the world. It is not completely gone. And the insight that presents itself to you over the years is that Kronglathor and the Spark of Creation were almost of two halves of a whole, of one in total, one essence. The World Spark, being ordered, had seen its duty performed and was content to not exert its will upon the world. Kronglathor, being chaos, was not content, and that is why over time he grew his power and attempted to take the world for his own, to oust order in favor of chaos. So when he was destroyed, there was still chaos in the world. This natural state is a balance between law and chaos. But the world spark chooses simply to rest. So you kind of sort of gain that as a full picture as each of you ages.
Nice. I just bring up the timeless body thing because druids also get timeless body, and we're looking at a life expectancy of about 3,700 years.
Mm-hmm.
So us three are going to be sticking around for a while.
Hell yeah.
Yes, indeed. Long enough to definitely see like a restructuring of power after Pentrum's grandchildren finish their reign.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't quite go back to the way it was before in Dane, but it sort of echoes that sort of meritocratic selection of leaders. Yeah. So I think that wraps up everyone but Ilya. You go,
got
girl.
the floor, girl.
Oh, let me just go look at what I sent you.
Do you want me to read it out, or do you want to do it?
I mean, if you want to, you can.
I feel like if you are okay doing it, I'd prefer for you to do it.
Okay. So, Ilya pretty much helps with the reconstruction as much as she can, but after a while, she decides that it's time for her to go home as well. So she heads back to her original monastery that she grew up in, reconnects with her father and her good friend Astrid, and then sets up her own splinter of the Church of Torm back at the Trader Tower.
Works
the
for me.
Joe's Island.
Yeah.
It becomes very Fire
The
Emblem
Isle
Three
of
Houses,
Joe.
where it's like the whole monastery, this sect
Oh yeah.
that splintered off and that she leads now.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the Church of Torm, but there's also a place for ambition in there because he's important to her now. So
it's
also,
Torm, it's this valiance and self-sacrifice, but with an angle towards like free will and making sure people are free to express themselves and be what they think they can be to achieve their greatest potential.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like religion of this god, but it's very accepting of like other angles because there are other gods out there. So it's like they're all homies. Why can't we be? But also like she keeps in touch with everyone. Like all of the siege breakers. I imagine she'd be like, "Hey, Keepers of Fate, come hang out sometime." And
Absolutely.
also she keeps in touch with Travian.
Oh yeah, so Travian's little bit of like to pursue an old friend, he just comes to where you are and is like, marry me.
Yes.
Alright, cool.
Aww.
Oh, I'm really glad you said yes,
Creepily,
because man, that would have been really unfortunate if I'd like walked all this way, because I didn't even take the fucking teleport tower. I walked all the way over here thinking like, what was I gonna say? And I was just like, you know what, that one thing, just put it out there. So, thank you. Whew.
Aww.
I'm glad you said something because I never would have. I'm a bit of a coward when it comes to this.
Honestly, it had been 300 something years. Me too at that point, but it wasn't
Just
gonna go
sweet
anywhere,
little
right?
heart.
Unless one of us said something. So, yeah,
I'm glad you did.
me too.
Absolutely.
Alrighty,
She
so
does
that
She
happens.
actually does that.
I
Just
love
like
it.
semi-pope, just like
Yes.
Yes!
fuck
Over
yeah.
the years, Ilya's compassion and her openness and her understanding of many different perspectives draws in more and more faithful to her sort of sect of Torm's church. And Torm himself frequently gives his blessing to the church and speaks with Ilya and guides her on her way to sort of grow this new aspect of his domain, as well as the alliance of that domain with others. And when Ilya does finally pass on, she is sainted within the Church of Torm, and raised to a level of bliss and veneration that has not been achieved by any other in Torm's church for her work expanding his influence and bringing in the influence of others as well.
Oh.
Holy shit. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I have a group project. What are all of our titles that we go down in history to be known by? We got Morthos the Magnificent, but I feel like that's more jokey than serious, unless. But
Perfect.
It kind of does work, honestly.
It's yeah, that one's perfect.
So I have ideas for each of them. Well, for most of them, but I don't want to give them all out because one.
Norman
Hmm?
I was gonna say Norwin the Tormented.
I actually do like that, honestly. It does work, and it encompasses a lot of what made his character very interesting.
I think Cranmore would always just be Cranmore of Tutatis. Tutatis already means protector.
Right. And I don't think he would be interested in some flashy title.
Nope.
No
Thou
idea.
sayest.
I guess. So, because Ilya's full name is Ilyana Lightfall, it would just be Ilya the Lightbringer.
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
All right, Lucifer, whatever you say.
I'm the new morning star now.
Bitch. The honest answer is I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Just Kyanna.
No, I mean I want something more than that, but I don't know.
Kyanna is
No,
actually
not-
one of the ones I didn't come up with one for. Let
Not
me
just
think.
Kyanna, as Kyanna, specifically just Kyanna. You have to say
the whole
both of them
thing.
every single time.
So
yeah.
is she just? Is that her title?
Nah.
Ooh.
I feel like that would actually fit. I don't know, somebody else better. Probably
Just
Jeff,
Jeff.
maybe. Yeah,
Just
Jeff.
Jeff. It's Jeff.
Just the
Just Jeff.
Actually, that one's kind of perfect though.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah, it really is.
Just Jeff.
It's just Jeff. Oh, so Jeff. No, Jeff
no,
the
like-
Just.
Ooh.
Just.
No,
No,
it's
I'm
just
really
Jeff.
into justice.
It's just Jeff.
How about oh shit Garrick?
Yep, that's that one done.
Yep.
You know,
Off.
That's a wrap.
It's Farkin.
I'm gonna fork you up.
Farking around.
Oh, no.
Rashida, who is actually Farkin.
Mm-hmm. I'd thought of kind of the compassionate, but I don't know if it doesn't get every part of her, so I don't know if it's really perfect.
I don't know. I mean, I like alliteration,
Right, so I'm trying to
And
come
that
up with
is-
C's.
and that is something that I considered as well.
Yeah.
Admittedly.
Pretty good.
Compassionate might work.
I think so.
If we both thought
I
of it,
think so.
let's just go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think it's good.
exactly. Let's just go with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, I mean, compassion, even if it isn't like her whole entire thing, was a big part of her.
For sure.
So,
It's an aspirational title for people to rally around.
exactly.
Was it Lightbringer or what was it, Ilya?
Yeah.
Bringer works, but also Bearer could work too. Either way.
Bearer. I like Bearer. Because then it doesn't quite go for just straight up Lucifer.
Unless.
No, wait.
The first thing I thought of for you, Nick, was Wartalk the Wild.
Guys.
It's not bad.
Wartalk the Warlock. It's always been.
I mean,
and always will
How is
be.
that? How's that a
Yeah.
question?
It's up to you, Buzz. Whatever you want.
I will also say though that Norwin did get the moniker of the Traveler from his from some of his devotees. So that could also be like a secondary one in addition to Tormented.
The Tormented Traveler.
Yeah, there you go.
So I was gonna go with Wanderer for Wartalk.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, Wanderer. That fits.
Yeah.
That fits more what I was thinking.
That's
I felt
perfect.
like that worked.
Because like I wanted something, or like I was thinking something like Wartalk the Adventurer, but obviously that's a bit too on the head and also not alliterative. So like, but yeah,
I think Wanderer works, especially because of like his beginning of like getting thrown from his home and then like
Yeah,
being a bit lost for a while and then finding this new home and then going off into the Feywild to stay with it, you know?
Yeah.
I think it works.
perfect. Nice.
All right, group project done. That was a quick one. Good job, guys.
Yay.
So, yeah, I think that does it. I think that brings us to the end of this journey. Thank you so much to, everybody who watched us stream along the way. This has been a great journey, but thank you so much to you guys, my players. I mean, this has been a significant portion of my life. I mean, that's 10% of my life that I have spent on this game. And you guys have made it wonderful. I'm so glad to have had this opportunity to run a game for you.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Like,
Yeah, it was fun, dude.
It was an
Thanks for making the
unmitigated
game.
pleasure.
Well,
all right, everyone, bring it in. Team on 3.
team.
I think my favorite moment though was when you hit me in the head with the sword.
That was pretty good,
And
right?
break.
Team!
When you hit me in the head with the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, thank you everybody for joining us. And as always, and as ever, may all your rolls be lucky.
Woohoo.
Bye!